I'm Ron Tizzard. I was Vice President in Sales at Yorkville, but also many jobs before that. Pretty much started on the order desk and worked my way through the warehouse and some purchasing stuff, international sales, and then eventually VP sales. I started in 1985. Fresh out of school. So I came in with my peacock hairdo at the time in the 1980s and interviewed with George Bishop, who was in charge of that division. It was like a square peg in a round hole for sure. On the way out of the interview, ran into this guy named Doug Davies, who had worked at the Long McQuaid Bloor Street store for many years in the rental department that I knew. One thing led to another. He snatched that CV off of George and I pretty much got hired on the spot. I remember the smell of the Yorkville factory. I know that sounds kind of strange, but when I walked in every morning, it smelled like plywood that had just been cut, and you could kind of smell the glue and all that stuff. And I remember just every morning when I came in the building and swung the door open thinking, I get to work here another day. Isn't this incredible that I get to do this every day? And I get kind of pinch myself. Day to day, it was always something new. And one thing that was great about working at Yorkville was that the management was always very tolerant about letting you do some things that maybe at other companies you wouldn't even get a sniff of. We did a lot of different jobs every day, so we were creating new products and creating new relationships every day with customers and trying to really take Yorkville from being a really cool brand into sort of a world-recognized, really cool brand. It was amazing how many of the decisions about long-term things were made really at the level of whether it was the guy on the shipping floor or the sales director or whatever. We were empowered to make decisions and trusted, which was really a big part of the job and one of the reasons why I stayed here as long as I did. What did I like about working at Yorkville Sound? Well, the first and most obvious thing was the people. It was great people. And you know, you work at a place and you're surrounded by people and you kind of interact with them every day, and that once you leave a company after a short period, you kind of start to realize that, hey, I gotta leave all those people behind as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed the people at Yorkville. It was such a great group, such a dynamic group, and you know, still when I come back and I walk through the factory, I still see all the same faces of people who are always like, hey, how you doing? And you know, it's just like the turnover here is so low. There's just so many faces that are still here after 15 years. And a lot of the faces that were here the day that I arrived in 1985 are still here. Happy 60th anniversary. I can't believe it's 60 years already. I think Yorkville's got a lot of years to go. I think that they're a solid company and a solid brand, and I've never really seen them as strong as far as the people that they have involved right now. Happy anniversary. I think you got many good years ahead of you. Maybe some of the best years in Yorkville's history are still ahead of you. So yeah, happy anniversary.